Hello, YouTube world. Still, trying to figure this all out. All right, what's going on here? I am so sorry. My cord is stuck. Okay. Trying to figure this all out. YouTube is letting me go live today, which is a good thing because Facebook is being super confusing to me. I don't know if it's being super confusing to everybody else, but for the life of me, it is taking me way too long to transfer my Facebook Live videos to YouTube. So I'm going to try really hard to only do YouTube Live, but it just doesn't always cooperate. So anyway, here we are. I'm Chris. I'm coming to you live from my stamping room in Worthington, Minnesota. It is a sunny day, but it's chilly, 47 degrees, I think. I think it's just going to be a cool, possibly rainy Memorial Day weekend. Depends on which weather channel you watch. So anyway, I am participating in Kevin Thiessen's Card a Day in May challenge. And yesterday's challenge was wedding cards. But I was at the Oasis all day with a lovely group of people. We had a full house and lots of laughs, lots of fun. A very enjoyable day at the Oasis. If you are in the area or close to the area, please join us on a Thursday. Bring your own projects. It's $5. Card buffet is open. $15, 4 cards. You can mix and match whatever combination that you want. 12 choices. So, all right, let's get started. I'm not making a card today. I am making something else that's been on my mind for a while. In fact, the supplies for this have been sitting on my countertop, and I just haven't gotten it done. So here we go. I've got some scrap paper. I've got Stazon, and I'm using the hydrangea from Thankful Garden. All right. So, and I also have my Stampin Write markers, not blends. Maybe I'm just going to show you what I'm making first. Here's the first one I did. It is a candle that has been stamped. So you can see this was my scrap paper here. So let me go ahead and make this, and then we'll talk about what I learned while I was doing it. So I got this idea from Kevin Thiessen, like I said, a while ago, and I was going to use it for my Cozy Craft Retreat in April. Is that when it was supposed to be? And the retreat did not happen for a variety of reasons. And so maybe I will, excuse me, tuck this idea away for Cozy Craft Retreat in October. All right, so I have stamped on a piece of just regular tissue paper. There's nothing special about it. It was just a pack that I bought, but you have to use Stazon. All right. And for the first one that I just showed you, I used Balmy Blue and Granny Apple Green Stampin' Write markers, not blends. But for this one, I thought I would try, let me see how, yeah, I think I'm going to do the leaves on this one with soft seafoam. Now, you don't have to be, let me get to a place that's white. You don't have to be super careful about how you're coloring these in. I'm using a brush tip, and I'm like messy coloring. It doesn't matter. I suppose you could be super careful. I'm going to put a couple little dots of this inside. You could be super careful on coloring within the lines and everything, but it's not necessary. All right, fresh freesia or bubble bath. I'm going to use fresh freesia. Okay, and again, you don't need to be super careful. You just want some color in each one. Now, if we could use blends, you could use your light and dark tones, but according to the instructions, you have to use markers. So it must have to have something to do with ink versus alcohol based. I'm not going to do the research on that. If you want, you could sample, but you could possibly waste a candle. Okay, there you go. That's my coloring. Now we'll see. Oh, you know what I did wrong? I colored on the wrong side. Let me grab another piece of tissue paper. I'm here to teach you what not to do. So anybody who's watching that's done this before was probably screaming at me, Chris, that's the wrong side. Okay, let's do it again. You have to color on the back side of the Stazon. And I knew that. I totally knew that. I'm going to grab another piece of white cardstock out. All right, bring it in again. Rewind. If you're just joining us, you need your image stamp, Stazon. Get that nice, and a piece of tissue paper. Get a nice crisp image. Now, because Stazon is a little sticky, you have to gently remove it. Okay, get that out of the way. All right, turn it over and color on the back side. I'm using soft seafoam, and you don't have to be super particular. And I'm using fresh freesia. So again, messy coloring. You artists out there probably are screaming at my coloring technique here. But you'll see when I'm done that that is just fine. I have only made one other one. I don't know if it would look super so much better if I colored this neatly. All I know is that it's important to use water-based markers and not alcohol-based. Now I'm going to put a little bit of green in here, just where those little spots are. Okay, so I've stamped it on wax paper with Stazon ink, and I've turned it over and colored the back. All right, now let's bring in our candle. I bought this candle at the Dollar Tree. It is a battery operated, but mostly because I was going to do this for like 40 people, and so I wanted to be economical. The other choice at the Dollar Tree, no, this was from Walmart, and I think this one was maybe $3, but it's an actual wax pillar candle. I didn't want to spend that much. Plus, this was the cheapest wax candle at Walmart, and it was $3, but it's small. So you can see that my magnolia or hydrangea image would not fit on here. It would need to be smaller flowers. Okay. But to save money, I was able to buy this larger candle at Dollar Tree. But here's the deal. The first one that I did, the batteries are already dead. And so in hindsight, by the time I now purchase these batteries for my $1.25 candle, I maybe would be further ahead buying a more expensive candle. But again, this one was so little. So figure that out for me and let me know. This one does work. And it flickers. And so, you know, you take your chances on Dollar Tree. All right, so now I'm going to put this, the side that I colored the ink from my marker side down. The ink is now touching my candle. All right, then you take a piece of wax. Oh, wait, I got to cut this. Trim your image. And it doesn't need to be super close, but you also don't want a lot of extra tissue paper. I need my smaller scissor. So I would assume that a lot of you are nearing for your children, grandchildren, neighbor children, the end of the school year. We're getting there here. My teachers have a few more weeks to go. I think they have a half a day today and then off Monday. And then I think they have kids yet all next week. And then a little bit of teacher in service. My district had a nice long spring break. So they go a little bit longer than some of the other smaller towns around here. And you know, that's a personal preference. Personally, I guess I enjoyed, as a teacher, having a nice long break end of winter. And typically in June, it's not that hot anyway. So I'm okay with, I was always okay with the schedule. All right, I've trimmed around the edges. I've got the ink side, I've got the marker side down and the black ink side up. Okay. Now I'm going to hold this piece of wax paper. Again, just cheap wax paper. This is probably from my mother's kitchen drawer, and she's been gone 7 years now. Tells you how much I use wax paper. So I'm going to wrap that around there. It doesn't have to go all the way around the candle, but I thought that was the easiest way to hold it. Now I'm going to bring in my heat gun. All right, so it's going to get loud. But like with embossing powder, you're going to see this start to change color. Here it goes. Ooh, that got hot. Ooh, 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 ooh. All right, now carefully peel off the wax paper, and there you have it. I'm going to reheat it now, just gently. It smooths it out. Isn't that cool? I've got a little piece of wax paper here that hung over the bottom. I'm just going to snip that off. And I just think it is so pretty. So could I have colored in real carefully? For sure. Just not sure that it's necessary. So now let's finish this up. I'm going to use this velvet ribbon. I'm just letting it dry a little bit. Make sure it's not, I guess it is fine. I've also got some of the brass butterflies. And then on the first one that I did, I put rhinestones. I was thinking about putting pearls on this one, but I am 100% out of pearls. And I am waiting for my shipment today. I'll just go ahead and put rhinestones on this one also. Then maybe this could be a matched set. All right, bring in my pick tool, and let's put a large one right here, and then maybe a medium one also near it. Oh, you can't even see those on camera. And then let's put another medium one up here. So that's my 3. And then I'm going to do a large brass butterfly and a small brass butterfly. I can go right up here to the edge because this will never be lit. So I don't have to worry about it melting. All right. I'm not going to worry about where my bow is right now because I am going to be able to flip it around. Have you learned this technique? If you have one of these reverse tweezers, this one comes with the Stampin' Up embossing kit. You can use it as an extra set of hands. I'm going to twist this around a little bit because I'm hoping for the majority of the velvet to show. Not always the easiest thing to do on one-sided ribbon. I'll fuss with this a little bit. I've got, well, part of the velvet showing and part of it not. Let's flip this one. Twist, 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 twist. There we go. That's a little better. Cinch it up a little. Trim it off. And then let's get it where I want it, over here by the stem. Isn't that pretty? Trim that off just a little. I wasted a little bit of my ribbon, but it's okay. Oh my gosh, I think it's so pretty. All right, let's bring in the other one. This would actually be an okay gift to give the recipient, both of them. It would be a fun bridal shower gift, Mother's Day gift, birthday gift. I also could have done the second candle with the pansies. So there you go. Let's turn this one on. And it's just pretty how it flickers. The other one, dead battery. So let me know what you think. And you know what? I'm thinking that the soft seafoam is a little too pale. There is color there, but it's a little too pale. So I don't hate it. I wish there was a marker that was somewhere between the Granny Apple Green and the soft seafoam. Mossy Meadow is going to be too dark. Old Olive's too dark. Maybe Lemon Lime Twist. I didn't use that because maybe that would have been pretty with the pansy, or with the fresh freesia. All right. Well, thank you so much. Ooh, we're focusing. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you soon.